Hey, Dee.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for taking the visit.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened, and I was hoping that you could help me figure out what happened. I know you're stuck in there,
Yeah.
and I know that you knew Taylor, and I don't think you hurt her. I don't think you
Yeah.
did, and I don't think Archer hurt her. And you're sitting behind bars, and
Yeah.
Butler's living life the same. And I just wanted to tell you that he's turned against you, and I don't know if you know that he made a deal with the feds, and he's gonna throw you and Archer and Debo, said his name, Washington,
Yeah.
under the bus. I gotta know what happened to Taylor, and I know you reached out right after she passed away, and my husband and I appreciate that very much. And I've got 12 different stories from the cops, from the medical examiner. Can you just tell me? I know that when the cops picked you up last year on the arrests, and I think they had you call Bert and ask, what what did you do? And he told you to come up to the house and I'll tell you. And I don't know if you ever did or if he ever told you anything. Can you tell me anything about how she died? Please, Dee.
Yeah. To be honest, to be, what I mean, quite frankly honest with you, when the whole situation happened and the detectives first picked me up, I told them, what I'm saying, at first, I didn't want to have nothing to do with it, being that, I had already been in prison, and you know what I mean. She happened to be not African American, and what I mean. I was afraid, you know what I mean. But I told Butler, I told Bert, he was a good friend of mine. He looked out for me for many years and stuff like that. And the whole time when she first, I remember her when she first came, you know what I mean, to the house and everything, just sweet as could be, playing the guitar. And I know she's looking down like, damn, D, like, you know what I mean? Because, I told him, numerous of times, I said, hey, if you love her, what I'm saying, she is a pretty girl. I think she's a little too young for you, but, if you do like her, man, just, get her some help. And, they both of them went back and forth and saying that they were going to get some help and she was going to try the rehab thing again. And he made her sign a paper. And I said, hey, you're older, Bert. You need to just get her some help. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? And as she, me and Khadija was staying there, it was like other people pulling up in the yard and stuff like that who I wasn't aware who they was behind tinted windows, and she'll run off and run in Bert's room, and you know what I mean? So, I didn't know, like that, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know who these strangers was. So, I told Bert, I'm moving out the house, and you know what I mean? That night, you know what I'm saying? I was on the south side, smoking, bud, and Archer was there, and me, it was Desmond, and we was all smoking, and Bert called me up and said, hey, I appreciate, what I'm saying, what you said, you know what I mean? I think it's about time to really, get her some help. Can you come on up and talk to me? We drove up. Just like I told regular, and that's why I was kind of upset with the detectives, you know what I mean, because they wouldn't had a clue about, what I mean, nothing, you know what I mean. But at the same time, I felt real bad, being that how she was left, but being that how Archer was scared and how Desmond was scared, the place they wanted to put her at, you know what I mean. I felt like I did the right thing, being that she was, what I mean, a human being, and she belonged to somebody, you know what I mean. But if the detectives would have asked Archer, what I'm saying, hey, did Desmond, choke the shit out of you for pulling out the yard with that girl? You know what I'm saying? Listen to, saying the witnesses of his sister, and you know what I'm saying, like Desmond really wanted to fucking strangle him for pulling off, and at some point I didn't blame him because that wasn't on us. You know what I'm saying? Bert should have called 911 like we told him to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't pick her up. I didn't put her in the truck. When I got to the house, She was already in the bed, and I just can't, you know what I mean? I didn't know, you know, whether the detectives wanted me to lie. Only thing I knew what to do was tell the truth, you know what I mean? And she was alive. I mean, I would love to, you know, turn on Bert. I know he turned on me, but, you know, he got to live with that because at the end of the day, he know that, you know, I told him, you know, the best thing to do as a friend. You know, he had a son that's 30 years old. He could have had his son. He could have called his son to, you know, come do that. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, you know what I mean. He called me and got my best judgment, and I told him, hey, if I have to pick her up, you know, she had urinated in his bed. I told him, hey, if I have to pick her up, you know what I mean, put her in your truck, she would have stayed. She would have still been in his bed. I told him what to do, and he failed to do something. Archer, he felt like, you know what I mean, he could help him and he help her in the truck, and they felt like they could get her to the hospital. You know, Archer, you're not from down here. You don't know where to go at. I mean, hospital 10 minutes away. You know what I mean? You don't know where to go. And you know what I mean? He took it upon himself, you know what I mean, and passed Meese Memorial Hospital and drove way to the south side. And I did go to the scene once he called me back and told me, you know what I mean, that she had passed. You know what I mean? You know, nobody wanted to have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? You know, she's having to be a white female, man. And I knew, and it still to this day cost me to bite me on my behind because it got me away from my kids. And you know, I'm looking at some time, which is cool because I feel like, you know, God got me. And I just got to live with it. You know what I mean? I already know he has money. So at the end of the day, you know, he's white. He got money. You know, millions of dollars in trust funds. They you know what I mean? They're gonna fry me. I'm an African American, and I figured that. That's why I really didn't have nothing to do with it, and that's the only reason I reached out because, you know, I have daughters, and I felt like I just wanted to do the right thing and let you know as a parent. You know what I mean? I know she's looking down. You know what I mean? Knowing that, you know what I mean, I'm innocent. She know I wouldn't hurt her to fly. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I would never do that, and I could just imagine the pain that you're going through. I wasn't looking for no break or nothing to try to, you know, get you on my side or none of that. I you know what I mean? That's not me. You know, my family has had a restaurant on the south side of St. Pete for 73 years, and they had all kind of mayors and governors, and I worked there all my life, you know, around, you know, white people, and, you know, it never mattered the race. I would never hurt. I didn't put my hands on her, period. I gave them, you know, I told them they could have the semen from the DNA, from the hairs. I told them, I said, you know, take anything you need from me. I'm going to tell you the truth. Archer lied to them. You know, Bert lied, told him he hadn't seen her for, you know, 4 or 5 days in the beginning. I thought I was going to do the right thing and say, hey, you know what? You know, this female, she belongs to someone. I'm going to lay it all out on the table. And, you know what I mean? That's exactly, you know, what I did. You know what I mean? And, you know, the detective wasted his time, sitting outside, you know, Khadiva's shop and, you know, just wasting long hours, 1,000 hours trying to get confidential informants to buy drugs from me, trying to do all that unnecessary stuff instead of getting to the point. You know what I mean? So, you know, they got me, you know, with a bull, you know, federal little charge, and I'm willing to, you know what I'm saying, accept that. You know, they gave me an opportunity to, you know, to turn on Bert, and you know what I mean? Now, you know, and being that I didn't take the time to do it, you know, it turned around and he turned on me, which I'm fine with that. I just don't believe in doing people wrong. You know what I'm saying? Bert, no, as well as I know, I asked him 20 times at least. And that's on my God. If I'm lying, God can give me 100 years in prison. I asked him over 20 times to get that girl some help. He waited to the night that she was sick, you know what I mean, that she couldn't fend for herself to call me up there. If he would have told me what I was coming up there for, I would never have went. That would have been his nightmare, just like I told him, you know, when I got there. No, I'm not touching her. I told you 20, don't wait until she's in the bed and she can't fend for herself and she's moaning and groaning to call me. Don't do me like that, Bert. Don't do me like that. And I told him. And if Archer would have followed my lead, like I told him to do, you know what I mean, she would have stayed in his bed. But Bert Pussy went and got her to the hospital, and when Archer got in the truck with her, Bert stayed in the house and act like it was our problem. Even when you know what I'm saying, I went and told when I got the call, when Archer called me and say, hey, you know what I mean, she has died, D. I shot to the scene to make sure myself. I called him again. She had to come back. We have to do what's right. She had to come back. No, she can't come back here. That's what he told me. She can't come back here. You know what I mean? So Arch and Desmond said, okay, we have to bury a hole, you know what I mean? Or Late McGore is here. We have to, no, y'all can't do this. Just leave her. Just fucking leave her. And that's what I told him to do. Just leave her. You know what I mean? And we did get out of there, you know what I mean, kind of fast. You know what I mean? So, you know, her leg was pinched, and I felt bad about that. That crushed me just to know that. But the place they were the things that they were thinking about doing, I couldn't allow that. And I did what was best. You know what I mean, at the time. You know what I mean? If I was by myself, you know what I mean, I had the heart, I wish I had that heart, but I knew that I had been in prison before. I knew a white girl with no clothes on that was naked in somebody else's bed. I felt like they would have framed me and hung me under jail, and they still doing it. They still did it. So, you know, I'm still, you know what I mean, I should have, you know what I mean, you know, had been brave enough to went on and just took her to the hospital. But at the same time, I was with a couple of friends, and we're all African Americans, and I knew that she was once alive a few minutes ago. You know, she was moaning. She wasn't in the best shape, but here it is. She was moaning and groaning. If he could have just ran up the street to Meeks Memorial, like I thought, you know, when I came outside and seen that truck was fucking gone, I panicked. I didn't believe it. And the next call, she went from, you know, moaning and groaning to gone. That killed me. What happened beforehand, I never got a chance to, you know, if they would have did it right, St. Pete Police Department, I could have went up there and got to the bottom of it. But they're too busy, you know, trying to frame me. You know what I mean? That it puts me away from them. You know what I mean? So they did the whole thing totally wrong. You know what I mean? Because they, you know, he got hustle money. He got shut up money. I don't have the money Bird got. You know what I mean? But he took care of me for years. I did make that call, and I told them detectives, what do y'all need me to do? They didn't care. Only thing they cared about was making it my nightmare. And I told them the truth. I said, man, I don't care if you get a lie detector test. You guys would not have, you would have been clueless. You wouldn't have had nothing. You would have had no leads, no nothing. You know what I mean? Archer lied. They had already let him go. You know what I mean? They were getting ready to let me go. And it broke my heart because she was, you know what I mean? She wasn't the enemy of mine. And you know what I mean? She wasn't a friend because I never know. Only thing I knew, she played the guitar and she was Bert's company. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? That, you know what I mean? And once I found out her age, I never knew she was even 22. I at least thought she was 25, even though she looked so young. But she would be around there. She would be singing. You know what I mean? And you know, Kahun Kadiva, you know, would be playing makeup. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I just knew it would be the sweetest little girl. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? At the time when he called me at the last minute, after I told him that if you love that girl or if you want to have a relationship with her, I think she's a little too young for you. Once I found out the age, you know, you're close to 60 years old. She's 22. But if you do love her or you do like her, you find comfort in her, and it's not just some sex deal or something like that, get her some help. You know what I mean? Once you take the time out, you got the money, it's nothing. Get her some help. Oh, I'm gonna do that. And he never did. You know what I mean? He allowed her to call, you know, other people to come, you know, bring them drugs and come and you know what I mean? That's exactly, you know what I mean? That's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? But what happened that to the point that she got there, I hadn't been there for 2 days. So when he called me up there, I went there and she was already like in distress. She was already, I mean, as soon as Archie touched her arm, she was, she was moaning and groaning. And I just looked at him like, you know, hey, you know what I mean? Call 911, man. They're gonna pat you on the back. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pat you on the back and remove her. Say, hey, you know, I met this young lady off the, you know.
Did she look like she was dying? I mean, what was wrong? She's bruised from head to toe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, I didn't see no. I did see her picking at her skin, you know, but far as punches and I'm telling you, when I got there, she was laying in the bed in urination. You know what I mean? The mattress that she had, he ended up when me and Diva was staying at her hair salon in the back on top of the mattress. Detectives got the mattress. I know they could tell the mattress was urinated. When we got to that house, me and them guys, when we got to the house, she had urination. You know what I mean? She had laid in urination and she was laying there. She wasn't, you know, when you raise her arm, she was just like if she was sick. I don't know what happened when they never gave her the chance. No, she didn't say anything. But when Archer was raising her arms, he was saying, "Baby, are you all right?" You know, he was looking. I mean, he freaked out. I mean, he did freak out. You know what I mean? He was, Archer. He used to work in like some little pharmacy or something like that. But I told him, I said, Bert said, no, I don't want the police around here. I don't want the ambulance around here. Let's just, if y'all get her in the truck, I'm gonna take her to Meats and I'll walk her in there. I say, man, I'm not doing none of that. I'm not putting one finger or one piece of energy into that. You know what I mean? Archer said, okay, well, damn, I do it. He wanted to be Macho Man, and he wanted to do it. And the only thing he had to do, if he was going to do it, was just sit her in the truck and let Bert. It was on him. He didn't have no bid. That's how me and him fell out. That's why him and Debo fell out, because he had nobody gave him the authorization to put that car and drive and go nowhere. You do not know where anything is around here. Only thing you know is how to get up to Bert's house. You don't know what an ambulance. You don't know where the hospitals that are around here. No, we pass it every day, but you're not paying attention. You don't know it's 5 minutes away. If you was gonna take the initiative to do that, I like his bravery, but it was not his job to put that truck and drive.
Why did Bert not go?
When I went back in the house to tell her, hey man, she's in the truck, man. Go ahead and finish getting dressed and run into the hospital. The AC's on. Go ahead. When I came back outside, Archer was gone. So I took it upon myself that, okay, he's taking the matter in his hands and said, okay, he was brave. He's gonna go right to Meats Memorial Hospital. He didn't go to me. When he called, he was going across the Bayside Bridge. What is you doing? What is you doing? And that's how me and him fell out. That's how Desmond fell out. Desmond didn't get charged or get questioned. Well, he did get questioned about it, but that's why he didn't want to have nothing totally to do with it. We African American, man. You know what I'm saying? I already knew what they were gonna do. I already knew in my head exactly. You know what I mean? That's only thing I wish I would have did. Was picked up my cell phone and just dialed 911 for him. But I told him already, 20 times, this is your company, you do it. Take the initiative, Bert, just do it. They'll pat you on your back. You know what I mean? He failed to do something. I wish I would have had the heart, but I know how these police are. I know I see them do this every day, you know what I mean, to African Americans. I see the stuff that they do. You know what I mean? I hate that it's this way. You know what I mean? I hate the way the world lives, but I just seen on too many different occasions. You know what I mean? That they fry us. Like Bert's gonna do a year. You know what I mean? I'm looking at 5. I might be 5 to 20 years. It's no telling. You know what I mean? And it's just how the world works. You know what I mean? So now I'm losing my kids. I'm missing Christmas, and I'm missing. The next 5 years or whatever it comes to me. While he might not even do a year. He might do house arrest. He got the hustle money. This is how the world works, and that's what Desmond know. That's what Archer know, and this is what I know. This is what they do to us. You know what I mean? This is what they do. So it's not like justice have been done. You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? The people who did make the right decision, I laid it all out on the table for these detectives. I didn't lie to them. I told them everything they needed to know. You know what I mean? I could have told the same thing like Desmond. Hey, I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't know. You know what I mean? I told the detectives everything I told you and reached out and told you. I told it to the detectives with no lie. I gave them as much DNA off me as they needed. You know what I mean? And told them, hey, trust me, it wasn't the best spot at the time where she was left at, but I guarantee you 100%. You know what I mean? The way them guys panicked, the things that they wanted to do, I couldn't allow them to do that, and I still, at the end of the day, did what was right. I did what was right. You know what I mean? I could lay down every night on this bunk and eat bologna sandwiches knowing that I did the right thing. I might, I know I'm going to prison, but it's fine. I still know that I did the right thing.
But it's not fine,
right.
D. It's not
fine.
I
know it's not. I know it's not. I know that was your heart. I know, she left 2 beautiful kids behind. That crushed me the same way. I lay on my bunk and think about that. You know what I mean? Just, if 911 would have just been called, she still would be here today. Bert didn't have the heart to do it. I couldn't have been, I can't lie. And I told the detectives that. I can't I can't, even if it happened tomorrow with me and a white female, I can't, because I know how this government works. They hang us for nothing. I already knew that.
I don't play the white card, black card.
I know you don't. I know you don't. Everybody's not like you though. That's what I'm saying.
But listen to me. Bert has fucked you and has you sitting there. None of this would have happened. None of this wouldn't happen if Taylor wouldn't have died. And if you'd still be on the street, Khadijah's gonna have a baby any day, and you're not gonna be there.
I agree. I agree.
You missed your daughter's graduation.
Yeah, that crushed my heart, but
and you can't get that back. And I swear to God, if you have anything, if he touched her, he had scrapes on his face, and I know you guys were probably high as shit, and whatever. But if there's anything you guys remember, man, you gotta say something, because you're gonna go away for a long time. And this is Khadijah's first baby, and she looks like she's a nice girl, and I've talked to her a few times on message, and I know she loves you. But you're gonna have a baby girl. You know, what if somebody did this to your daughter? What if somebody did this?
I agree.
I thank you for not dumping her where I would never find her.
Right.
I thank you for that, and I thank you for being honest with the cops. But the reason you're sitting in there is Butler. Butler didn't bail you out. He's a piece of shit coward.
Right.
And
right.
Taylor was beat to shit. She has DNA under her fingernails from fighting back. She has her whole mouth. Her whole mouth is just, she was biting to breathe. And I don't understand. That's why I'm so confused on what did Bert do to her before you guys picked her up. I don't think any of you guys did anything to her. Right. If you can think or you know of anything, I know he did something to her. As a mom, I can feel it. I can feel Taylor pushing me, saying, "Mom, don't let this go." And I don't think you had anything to do with it. I don't think Debo did. I don't think Archer did. Archer seems like a really good kid. And now you're going to lose your future. You and Archer are going to lose your future. You got to talk to your lawyer. You should have made a deal, man, because Bert just threw you under the bus. He is not a friend. He's a fucking coward. He's a fucking piece of shit coward.
I already know it. I know I'm gonna have to live with it. I told them everything I knew, and you know what I mean. I could have turned. I mean, if they wanted me to lie on them or something like that, the way he's doing me, then you know what I mean. That's the only option I would have had. But I'm stuck. It's nothing. You know what I mean. I told them exactly from the jump everything I knew, and like I said, before I got there, I don't know what happened. You know what I mean, between the two of them. I can't say, because I thought he was a friend to me, and like you said, he's turned on me and threw me under the bus. You know what I mean? But I just to lie on someone, I just saying I just wasn't raised like that. You know what I mean? I believe in justice, and like you said, if I had a daughter, you know what I mean, I would want the same thing. You know what I mean? But I mean, I just everything that I didn't was bullshit with them. A couple of them detectives that was down there, are not racist and they're not assholes. I know them personally. And you know what I mean, being that, the type of relationship me and them had, I laid it on the line and told them the truth about everything I knew. I never seen him and Taylor argue before, but I always was in and out. Me and Khadijah was in and out, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? But I done seen, hundreds of girls come, but they only was there, an hour or two for massage. He loved Backpage. You know what I mean? He had a lot of girls that he got off the back page, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And they all would last an hour, or two. You know what I mean? And him and Taylor got in that relationship, and they lasted, 2 months or however long, 3 months. And like I said, I never seen him, argue with her. I never seen him hit her. He wouldn't do that in front of me anyway. You know what I mean? I never have seen it. I never seen her with a black eye, her eyes shut. I never seen none of that. But that night when we got there, you know what I mean? You could talk to Archer when he comes in. He's gonna tell you the exact same story, nothing less. You know what I mean? When we got there, she was laying in the bed, and she was just moaning. Her eyes were shut, and every time you would lift her arms up, it was just it was just moans. It was moans. It wasn't. She was there, and her eyes was open, and she was just, you know what I'm saying, just out of it, and she wasn't saying anything, and it wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't nothing like that. She honestly was just moaning loud, like, nice moans, like, like she was just in a lot of pain. You know what I mean? And I thought maybe, you know what I mean, she was going through withdrawals or anything. You know what I mean, that's what I personally thought. But you know what I mean, when, you know what I mean, they came back and picked us up again on it. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, well, y'all keep picking us up. Why didn't y'all pick him up and squeeze his balls? You know what I mean? Y'all talking to people who just arrived there. Once y'all squeeze his balls, you know, they didn't do none of that. They didn't do none of that. They squeezing everybody's balls but the right person. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy how the law is. It's insane. You know what I mean? They squeezing everybody's balls but ours. You know what I mean? And
how long was she in the truck before she died? Do you know?
I would say he called me. I be playing back that memory. He wasn't gone. He was probably gone 30 to 45 minutes. He probably was gone at least 30 minutes. He was gone at least 30 to 45 minutes. You know, for a fact, he was gone by at least, because he had made it way across the Bayside Bridge. So I mean, going down that Mullen Booth from Bert's house, it takes it takes, you know what I mean, at least, 20 to 30 minutes. You know, so if he was flying, you know what I mean. Well, when I got the call, you know what I mean, hey, that, it smells like, someone boo-booed in the truck. It smelled like she boo-booed. You know what I mean. That was at least, like I said, like 30 to 45 minutes. You know what I mean. And I told.
Did he say anything? Did she say anything before, or did she say anything in the truck that?
You see, I wasn't in the truck.
I know you. Yeah, and the Archer told you. I haven't talked to Archer.
I haven't talked to him and since, I'm talking about, I haven't talked to Archer, and because when we went to court, the judge killed our everybody. Like, I couldn't even talk to Khadiva until they dropped that money laundering, and then they ended up saying she was pregnant, so we could have our contact back, and then the feds picked it back up. So we all lost contact. Me, Miriam, we all of us lost contact. When the whole incident happened, they split all of us up. So we couldn't do anything. We couldn't even have any conversations about nothing, or I don't know if they thought that we were going to rehearse our story or something, but I didn't have nothing to hide. I laid it on the line and told them everything that I knew. You know what I mean? Every question that they had, I answered. I didn't beat around the bush. I told them everything. You know what I mean?
But what did Bert do when you guys went back to Bert's house? All of y'all did, and Archer went and bought lighter fluid. Did you guys burn Taylor's clothes? Did you get rid of Taylor's clothes? Do you know if she has anything left? I mean, they did a search warrant on Bert's house, but I don't have any. I know Taylor's stuff was there, and I don't know. Archer went and bought lighter fluid. I don't know. Y'all burned your clothes in the.
See, I didn't burn anything. So that's what was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? He said that he told the police that, Bert told him to buy lighter fluid. I didn't know nothing about that. I still had the same clothes on that I didn't burn. You know what I mean? I didn't burn anything. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't see him burn anything. He did have the fireplace already going, so that's why I didn't know exactly what he bought lighter fluid for, because he got a fireplace. He keeps the little lighter fluid things already ready, like the little, that you could light the wood with. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. You know what I mean? I don't know what made him, you know what I mean, buy the lighter fluid. What did he think that he needed it for? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Bert told him to buy it. Bert told Archer to go buy it. And
yeah, see,
Archer
you know what I mean? Yeah, see, I didn't know. I don't know what he did with it, or I don't understand what he would need lighter fluid for, being that he got the little lighter things. But I mean, Archer told him that, Bert told him to buy it. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know nothing about the lighter fluid. I kept the same clothes on that I had on, because I didn't pick her up or touch her, so I ain't have no need to, you know what I mean, burn anything. I kept everything I had on. I I probably still got it in my closet. You know what I mean? I kept everything.
And are you for sure when you left her in the alley that she was dead? You didn't leave her there alive, right? I mean, she was
Oh no,
dead.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I don't know what kind of guy they think I am or something like that, man. I know I made a couple, bad choices in my life or something, but never to the extreme. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? When it came to, going to, get a, an 8 ball or something like that and some marijuana, he bought all the marijuana I could ever think about, or paid a couple bills for me, and was a friend since 2000, 18 years or something like that. Okay, I can, and that's exactly what I told the police. I can look them straight in the eye and tell everything that I did with Boy Scouts honor, but doing something to her, they checked her pulse. Desmond, checked her pulse, and he was extremely mad about that situation. He was devastated. I mean, he honestly tried to, break Archer's neck, and I had to honestly pry him from that kid and tell him, say, hey man, he's just a kid. He made a bad choice, and you know what I mean. And Desmond, he got a record longer than mine and Archer's put together. So he definitely didn't want nothing to do with that situation. You know what I mean? But when they was coming up with ideas, you know what I'm saying, after, they found out that she didn't make it, when, they were coming up with ideas, I told them, man, no, y'all can't do that, man. Y'all building, you know what I'm saying, it's you know what I mean, we in a bad situation. He's saying that we can't bring her back to the house, you know what I mean, but we don't have to go to that extreme, bro. Just listen to me, just please. We don't have to do that, because I almost just told both of them, y'all just go and just leave me with her, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean, we all was freaking out, but what they really wanted to do, it wasn't necessary, and I'm glad that they did listen to me, you know what I mean, that much. And you know what I mean, I felt like it was a light alley. I know people was gonna be coming from, they have to come through the alley going to work. I know she was gonna be found quick, you know what I mean? And I just felt like, you know what I mean, that was the right thing to do at the time. You know what I mean? And I wish I had the balls, because like you say, everybody don't play the white game. Yeah, that's true. A lot of citizens don't play the white game versus the black game. But the way the law is, and the judicial system, they hate our guts for whatever reason it is. I wasn't raised like that either. But you know what I mean, I just know for a fact, you know what I mean, they were gonna stuff me underneath the jail for nothing, and it still worked out that way anyway. So you know what I mean, it wasn't like, you know what I mean, that's why I could live with it, because it was bound for it to happen anyway. You know what I mean? Here it is. The guy who was and my mama, she is like, she feels just like you, just, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, this guy's getting a year jail and I'm facing whatever amount of years. Like she's in the same boat. She told, Khadiva not to text you back and not to. And you know what I mean, not for me not to say anything, but I don't have anything to hide. I don't have anything else to lose. I'm all, you know what I mean? Shit, I could tell you everything, that you want to know. You know what I mean? I don't know if they wanted me to lie. You know what I mean? I ain't no regular wanted me to lie. You know what I mean? Because he honestly like spent a lot of hours trying to get me into a drug deal instead of trying to coerce me, to talk to Bert and ask him exactly what happened and get that on the record. That's what should have been done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He should have had me, with a recorder to go up there and find out and cooperate with me to try to get some justice done. But instead, he was trying to get me in a $5 on crack deal or $5 cocaine deal. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
I'm with you, because I feel that they've used Taylor's death to try to make themselves look good. Say P and PCSO. Look at this big drug deal. We took down this big drug thing because this little girl died, and that's the way they're going. And that's why I'm saying Bert's gonna Bert's gonna skate. He's gonna fucking skate, and I know he hurt
He
my
already
daughter.
have.
And
He already.
I know.
He
I
already
know
have.
that you've known him for 10 years, and I know your daddy knew Bert, and that's how y'all met, and that's fine. But man, if there's anything that I'm not asking you to lie. Please, I'm not.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out. There's no way Taylor would have looked like that. I know she was sick, and I have the autopsy, and she was sick because she did use IV drug use, and I know that. And we had her in rehab over and over and over. She just wouldn't listen to us. And I told her all the time, somebody's going to call me, or my work is going to come pick you up, and they're going to tell me that my daughter's found dead in a ditch. And Taylor, you knew Taylor a little bit. She would say, not me, Mom. It's not going to happen to me, Mom. I promise it's not going to, because she was fearless. She was an asshole, and she was fearless, and she didn't back down from people. And I think that that's what got her killed. And I don't know if she smarted off to Bert, or Smiley came in the picture, and I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just asking you to rack your brain and try to think of anything that will help me bring some kind of justice. I don't want you. I don't want Archer. I don't need Washington. I need Butler. Butler killed my baby. It might not have happened right at his house, but it happened because of him.
Right.
And I need anybody to remember anything, because I'm never gonna get her back, and I gotta look at her babies.
That's right. I agree.
I
agree.
gotta look at her babies, and then she's gone. And she was a good girl. She was a good girl.
Yeah, she was. She was. I agree. I agree 100%. I'm talking about. I agree. I agree 100%. And you know what I mean? Like, you know, the same thing Bert sister did to her child, and they got away with it. They you know they got the money to do it. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's not. They got the hush money. I mean, I know I could never, you know, talk to Bert again after he threw me up on the bus. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? He's gonna. You know what I mean? That's. You know what I mean? This is how the judicial system is set up. It's set up, you know, the wrong way. You know, when it was time, you know what I mean, the regular could have definitely, you know, got with me, and you know what I mean, had me, you know, go up there and, you know, with the microphone and you know, get Bert in the zone and find out exactly. But you know what I mean, they're too busy. You know what I mean? I'm talking about they're too busy trying to, you know, slander me. But I mean, the whole city know exactly. You know what I mean? But I got too many people that know me from childhood, from middle school to high school. They know I wouldn't have hurt no female. Period. They already know that. You know what I mean? That little drug sting bust. They're trying to. You know what I mean? That's all bull. You know what I mean? They can go with that story, and they can convict me and take me in. You know, I'm already have mine has made up. I already knew that.